Okay. Okay. I wanted to get started asking about the development of the script for the film. What was your inspiration for writing the script and getting the project going?
Mhm. The story during my master education in film and cinema, one of my tutors, script doctor, just shared me this story, which is the core of the film. But for 2 years, for development stage, it has been completely changed by means of the narrative, the leading character, and it was also during pandemic, so there were some other productional changes too. So after 2 years working with intense way of writing the script, it became like that.
Once you finished writing the script and went into directing the film, what was that experience like in getting the project going as the director of the film as well?
Yeah, I think it's different perspectives, different personas with the writer and director skills. But I'm always trying to keep my directorial perspective within the script because it really affects how you start shooting, the filmmaking process. So for me, it was one day writer, one day director, one day writer, one day director. It was going like that. Even during the shooting, because during the shooting, I continue on working the script. There were new version in the middle of the set, and just changing some scenes and etc. So it was always together for me.
What was the casting process like for the film as well? How did you decide which actors you wanted in the main roles in particular?
For Gülizar character, for 2 years, there was no one in mind. I was just looking who could be. And when I see Ecem's performance in her previous films, I was 100% sure she was the Gülizar. And I told my producers that, could you please contact with her? And when we sent the script to her, 3 hours later, the agency called us back and yeah, they said Ecem would like to meet you. And we had a very quick meeting and we understood that 100% we were at the same page and yeah, everything was clear. So it was like that for her. For Emre's character, it was different because I thought it would not be as easy to find a male character like that because as you see, he is a fragile and a different say, let's say, person. So I asked them for the casting process to read all the script and just only audit one scene, which was crucial for me. And in this all one scene, um, there was only Bekir. He acted different way, and I became sure that he understood what I intend, and then we started working with him.
Once the actors signed on to star in the movie, how did you work with them to really build the characters and the story? And did you have any rehearsal time with them?
Yeah, the pre-production was really heavy for us because I want them to be sure about what I intend, what the acting will be like, because it was shot in two countries, Turkey and Kosovo. So we know that the production will be, the physically and, the conditions will be difficult. So we have many rehearsals. We watched some films. We discussed on ways of acting. Yeah, we have done all this before shooting. And when we start shooting, it was always perfect. Not the way of the film because psychologically the film is tough and it was, sometimes tiring for them. But as mindset, every, everything was there. We completely understand each other.
Like you mentioned earlier as well, working with your producers, what was that experience like in really collaborating with them and getting the project going over?
From the first 2 years, I was the only one also working as producer in this film. And after a while, Mehmet Bahadır Er, he wanted to involve to the project. It was very, very luck of the project because he had he's an established producer, and in addition to that, he is a director and writer too. it means that he knows how to, how to control the creative space, and he knows this, director and producer relationship very, very well, and he just found very creative and productive solutions during making the film.
How did you decide where you wanted to shoot the film and creating the production design for the movie overall? What was that experience like as well?
Could you please repeat it again?
Yeah, how did you also decide where you wanted to shoot the film and what was that process like in creating the production design and the look of the locations for the film?
Yeah, again, the pre-production period was very heavy with this, production design and also, let's say, the cinematography, because it was done in 2 countries. And but we were sometimes making Kosovo scenes in Turkey and vice versa. So it was very creative for team. We talked too much, and also for the locations, we were looking for some, masculine spaces, feminine spaces. How will be the color like? How will be the, the structure will be like? So there were lots of meetings and discussions, and it was really creative and, a beautiful process.
Also, what was your experience like working with your cinematographer to figure out how you wanted to visually shoot the film as well?
Yeah. Kürşat Üretsin is the cinematographer whom I work with all my films. This is our third film. Before that, we made 2 short films together, and it's for me very, very luxury to have him with the projects, because the way where we look to the cinema, our perspective and our visual understanding is very close to each other. So it's really comfortable for a director to work with a cinematographer like that. In addition to that, he's very talented, and his background comes from photography, documentary, and all other stuffs. So he has a very cumulative and holistic experience with creating the image. So we work too much. For example, when we finish the short film, we just start to talking about the next one. It's not, 1 year before the project or 6 months before. It's always, with our daily lives. We talk too much. We share films. It's more than a friendship, let's say.
And besides the visuals and the camera work, how did you decide on what kind of score you wanted for the film as well? What was that experience like in adding the music and the score for the film?
Yeah, for post-production, we work with some countries, for some artists from some countries. Sound designer was Alexandru Dumitru from Romania, and music is done in Azerbaijan, Kenan Rustami, and the color was done in Gaziantep in Kosovo, and the editing is Elneren Şahin in Turkey. So it was a bit tough to, to organize all this, but I was looking for an artist who really understand the soul of the film, and to create the atmosphere how we intend, because from the pre-production we were always having some we had some goals, and we were trying to keep it everything like that. So I just wanted to continue this, to keep these intentions during the post-production. For working style, yes, sometimes remote, sometimes together. It was not, that much easy, but it was such an artistic and creative process, so we all enjoyed a lot.
With the post production, like you mentioned, what was your experience like working with your editor and putting the final version of the film together as well?
I love editing stage. It's always the rewriting of the film for me, and from the very beginning, I knew that it would be long time, so I was looking for an editor who can work in a long time with long discussions, and and also with high artistic contribution. Selin Eren Şahin was again the luck of the project, because for 10 months we work on editing, and it was really creative. It was not, that much attached to the narrative or what we wrote. It was again a film that we create together with him.
Now, with the film premiering at the Toronto International Film Festival, what has that experience been like of being able to share the movie with audiences at TIFF as well?
It's a fantastic experience because, yeah, it's really far from here. I mean, from Turkey to Turkey to Toronto. And I was, before the screening, I was a bit nervous and excited. How will be the reaction like that? But yeah, being here with such big festival, well organized, and there is a really festival audience that you can feel it. After the screening, I felt that really, really the establishment of strong connection between me and the audience. It was very, very, beautiful experience for me.
After the movie screenings at TIFF, do you have any other festivals coming up that you can also discuss or plans on how you're going to distribute the movie?
We are working and in contact with some festivals, but the officially announced ones now. After that, maybe a week later, the European premiere will be in San Sebastian Film Festival. And after that, national premiere will be Antalya Film Festival. And more to come, more to come.
Okay, I think that was mainly it, but thank you again for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the questions. Really
You're
nice to meet
welcome.
you.
You too. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.